go splash, and what a start for the JackJumpers.
This is not what the hosts expected. Out to Usher. Now they're going. Here's Usher with a beautiful move. And have a look at how punty he is. Here's Usher playing his greatest hits. The Wildcats open their season in style.
It's been a fascinating season for the Perth Wildcats. They've been down and they've been up again in a big, big way. But their 6-game winning streak came to an end last weekend at the hand of the Illawarra Hawks. They look to reload tonight and play host to the Tasmania JackJumpers, who are on a streak of their own. They've won their last 3 and have their #1 stud back in the lineup tonight. It is still very much December. It could very easily be a preview of what's to come at the back end of this NBL season. Great to have your company at RAC Arena. It's a big night for Friday Night Hoops. I'm Jack Heverin alongside 5-time champion Trevor Gleeson. There is the Mitsubishi Motors ladder. Trev, this is going to be a massive one.
This is mouth-watering. There's so many different matchups tonight that I'm looking forward to. Magnay, Pinder, BC against Crawford. How about Doyle being back? He's been over the States, now he's back. Is that jet lag going to affect his performance? And this is fighting for second position. Yeah. You know, this is a big game.
Can't wait for this one. We can't wait to see Jordan Crawford in action. Last week against New Zealand without Milton Doyle, he took the responsibility on himself. 30 points in that win over the Breakers. He was unstoppable.
And that's what you want to do. You want to have the leaders step up when there's someone out. Doyle's out. Crawford got a lot more aggressive. Coming off those pick and the handoffs, he is so quick. He is lightning quick, and he has ball handling skills. Here comes through, little crossover, comes back into a step back, and that's a great 3. And if he's aggressive tonight, and then you've got Bryce Cotton aggressive down the other end, we could have a fly team out here, 2 of the smallest guys on the league going at it, but he is legitimate.
And not only the 30 points in that win over New Zealand, but plus 20 in his time on the floor as well. There is Milton Doyle, one of the leading candidates for MVP this season. Didn't play last weekend, travelled back to America for his father's funeral. So we're thinking of Milton and his family, what's been a very difficult couple of weeks for the Doyle family. But you can see the numbers there, Trev. They speak for themselves on screen. What about Will Magnay? Since his return to this JackJumpers team, he's had a really, really big impact. Only his 6th game, but he might very well be the biggest wild card in the entire competition right now.
I think you nailed it, Jack. This guy is an NBA talent. I was lucky to coach Will for that 1 year, but it's always been the injuries that's been holding him back and keeping him off the court. If he's fit and healthy, he puts this team to the next level. And I'm talking about the championship level. They've got the luxury of bringing him off the bench. That is a luxury not many teams have in the NBL.
To the Perth Wildcats, there is Bryce Cotton, the #1 scorer in the competition. He is the benchmark. But last week against Illawarra, they took on the old saying, Trev, and that is make someone else beat you.
Yeah, look, Bryce is used to that. A little bit different here. Bryce had to play a lot of point guard, so you can get up there and deny him, trap him. A little bit harder when he's off the ball. Like, Bryce is used to this action here. Now it's your secondary movement, and that's where Perth fell down. Wollongong did a great job of executing the game plan. Hats off to the coach. They're doing a great job playing tough. Now it's up to Perth to respond.
Only 7 points last week, Bryce Cotton. That was an equal season low, and it's not often that we say that about the best player in the competition. There is Alex Sarr, projected to be somewhere between 1 and 3 in the upcoming NBA draft. Against Illawarra, had 13 and 5, and his length caused the Hawks some problems.
Yeah, he's really big defensive IQ, and here he gets a good hand on the ball from attacking the basket. But this is it. This is the NBA. Look at this. This is a 7-footer. Crossover, spin, taking the ball, coast to coast in an M1. That's what the NBA teams are drooling about. He is developing the mid-range game, and the dunker, he's got to be able to do this through contact. Here he gets a little bit of bump and finish around the rim. There is an NBA scouts here watching him tonight.
There are a few in the building at RAC Arena. They're trying to keep a very low profile as they watch Alex Sarr go about his business. Let's get over to the starting lineups for the Perth Wildcats. The WNBL's rebounding machine, Annalie Maley, is courtside for us. Annalie, welcome to you.
The Red Army is absolutely in full swing tonight. It's unreal out here. I'm really looking forward to see Ty Webster step back into the starting lineup, change the responsibilities for Bryce, getting to run more point guard, and Jordan Usher as well coming off the bench. Last time these two teams met, he was unreal on this home court, so can't wait to see what he does tonight.
There is the Perth starting lineup. Jesse Wagstaff out there tonight, and for the Tasmania JackJumpers, they've had to play around a little bit with their starting lineup in the last couple of weeks due to the absence of Milton Doyle, but Scott Roth likes stability, and this is a little bit more like it with Crawford, McVeigh, Doyle, Drimmick, and Marcus Lee. Trev, what happens next?
Well, this is going to be a cracker of a game. I really can't wait to see this. I want to see how Doyle responds. I think he's going to be on a personal journey tonight just to have a great time for his family. Perth have got to respond. They were very poor last weekend. If they're legit top two, this is a team that they have to beat.
There is barely a spare seat inside RAC Arena. The very upper decks of this immaculate venue are open tonight. And fans know just how big this game is. And Crawford for the first jump shot of the game. And Perth will get the ball back. So Ty Webster is back in, so John really spoke about his importance, and Jordan Crawford's forced an early turnover.
Yeah, and that's unforced. You don't want the unforced turnovers in the backcourt of stepping out of bounds.
Here's Marcus Lee. We only saw him for 2.5 minutes last week against New Zealand. Everywhere he went, he fouled someone. Catch and shoot from Drimmick. That's off target.
Yeah, Marcus Lee is one of those guys who gets the early fouls on him, you know. The referees get an easy call on him. Just unfortunate with that.
Crawford all up and in on Webster. Very nearly caused another turnover. Shot clock down to 6, and there is that early foul.
All the time, it kills you. You don't want your 7-footer getting fouls on the perimeter. You want to get him blocking the shots, protecting the rim. So that's where he's got to give him some room, live with that long two-pointer, but certainly not a hands foul from your 7-footer.
So how do you help him, Trev? It's a known fact that Marcus Lee gets into foul trouble. How can you fix it?
Well, just giving him space. There's space that he can still challenge, and that's just bad with the no roll behind. Great pass on Bryce Cotton. They're coming out showing hard on Bryce. Over the top, easy 2 points.
Drimmick shooting the ball beautifully from outside. That's a good take inside.
Jack, you'll see this a lot with the JackJumpers. They will move the ball around and find the spots. They won't be forced into having quick shots until they needed to. They're very good teamwork, getting through their offense and making you defend for a good 20 seconds.
This Cotton from outside looks good.
And again, they tried denying the ball. That's a good play by Bryce and good teamwork to find him open.
His first bucket of the night. He'll be keen to start well after some low numbers last week against the Illawarra Hawks that we spoke about. Tasmania, the shot clock down to 5. Crawford inside for Lee, who fumbles. And then McVeigh was dispossessed. Cotton from outside. That time he's short. Offensive rebound, Wagstaff. And another early foul of the JackJumpers.
And that's a vet boom by Jesse. Bryce comes out and gets his first open one look. There's a pass over the top. So the attention on Bryce is pretty straight on. Then backdoor play, great pass, and keep looking for Bryce. Yeah, that's the talent that Bryce has. He draws those 2 to 3 defenders on him, and then you've got to look for your second options.
Saw it all in the Harvey Norman replay. There is Jesse Wagstaff back out there starting tonight. He's had a little bit of everything this season. Starting minutes, D&Ps, and all of that in between. Friday night wedging.
Just watch
It was a good move by Pinder going against Lee. So
you can't defend with a hand on the hip. Hey,
Early
drop,
warning.
drop.
This coach John Riley, we spoke about the season that has been for the Wildcats. There were some early challenges, but the 6-game winning streak has gotten well and truly back into the hunt now. 4th on the Mitsubishi Motors ladder. Nice pass inside. Pinder finds Webster.
That was a great cut, great back cut by Webster, and using that height against Crawford. You got to take that advantage as soon as you can, because he does have the quickness down this end of the floor.
Pinder with the steal. Early momentum in favour of the home team. Webster on the move, all the way in, scores!
Again, that speed is a little bit of a problem for Tasmanian to start off with. Transition, couple of turnovers, pushing the ball.
Trimmick kicks it out for Crawford, important bucket. And Jordan Crawford picks up from where he left off last week.
They've got him a broken play and then found the open man. Perth got caught in the rotations.
Crawford off the turnover. They reset with Doyle. One of the leading candidates for the MVP conversation right now. They had the seal, but eventually the Wildcats closed it down. And it's knocked out of bounds. 3.1 left on the clock.
If you're trying to get the ball into the post, you've got to move the ball quickly. You just held the ball a little bit too long. The defense could get there and then help on the backside, and that was Pinder. Bryce was in the front of the post, and they got the deflection. You know, they got 3.1 seconds here. So you look for one, maybe two passes and a shot.
Harris checks in.
Got a handoff.
Here's the handoff. Crawford will have to be quick. What a finish.
Great pass by Lee. Backdoor play. He is quick. He is small and he is quick. Dynamite.
The JackJumpers have scored the last 2 buckets. And it seems as though they've settled into this one now. Pinder got Lee up in the air. Doolittle feet set.
Yeah, exactly right. Leaves his feet, opens up the drive, and then you got to kick out to the open corner. That's not very good defense, and Scott Roth won't be happy with that performance.
Offensive rebound, McVeigh, and he puts it back in.
You know, he's one of those guys that you just always gets those uncanny, you know, he went to crash the boards hard and gets the scoreboard ticking over and doesn't do a lot of things flash, but he is effective.
Doyle up ahead, has Drimmick, and it's back to a 1-point game.
A couple of turnovers by Perth Wildcats and get run-outs. They really do kill you in the open court.
This time Marcus Lee didn't leave his feet. But Pinder persisted. It'll be free throws to the Wildcats.
Yeah, Pinder tried it again, tried to get him up in the air. Use his feet, but certainly got the hold on the shirt. And now you got Magnay coming in. Now this is the matchup I want to really see. Seeing Will Magnay against Pinder. It's just the athleticism and the speed. They both got great hands.
Pinder misses the first. Annalie, a matchup that you're looking forward to tonight.
I can't wait to see this Pinder-Magnay matchup. I'm excited to see who meets who at the rim. Also, want to highlight, you see that Ty is guarding Jordan Crawford using his length there. So I wonder if he can kind of use his space, get up and in his grill, but with his length a little bit more.
Yeah, I think that speed is going to cause a problem with Crawford. Certainly an interesting matchup. They're both going to use the advantage down the other end.
Sean McDonald checks in for the JackJumpers. Magnay, as we mentioned, into the game too. Here's Crawford.
And Jack, that's this great play by Will Magnay. Was open for the 3. Most guys would have shot that ball. He's just entered the game, gets Crawford in a screen, then a re-screen, open 3. That's the smart basketball IQ that he can bring to the table.
He has 8 of their 14 early in the game, Jordan Crawford. Pinder over the top of Magnay. Our first look at that matchup.
Yeah, he got front position on the diagonal screen, post up. Really good finish by Pinder at the basket. He's quick. He is so quick.
Jordan Crawford has come to play tonight, has 10 points. If he keeps up at this rate, he'll be the toast of Tasmania tonight.
And that's not a very good shot by Pinder. That's exactly the difference of Magnay getting the open shot for his teammates and Pinder just firing away on the 3-point line.
Here he is again. time rattles out. Tip in JackJumpers. They have settled into this game now.
And they're getting some easy scores down there too, and I think that Perth won't be too happy with their defense performance the last little three. Great ball handling skills. That's what we're talking about. Magnay setting that screen. He's got that little quick little floater coming down the lane to get it off the bigger, taller players. And that was the last points by Drimmick on the putback.
3-point lead to the JackJumpers out of the snooze timeout. Pre-game, Annalie Maley caught up with Jordan Usher.
And coming out of that game against Illawarra, what was the main takeaways for you guys? I know that was a really hard game, but you've been playing really well. So what are you looking forward to about this game tonight?
I think the main takeaway is that this is a really competitive league, and you can't let anybody get up 20 points on you in the first quarter. It's going to be hard to scratch back from that. So just looking to start strong. This team, I think Tasmania is the #1 in the league for starting strong in the first quarter and the third quarter. So we got to make sure we stamp that out quick.
For you personally, like, your role has been changing throughout the year. What do you think you could bring to the game tonight? Like, what are you focusing on?
Just making winning plays, man. Helping other guys get to their spots. You know, being a team player, make winning plays, try to get a win. Like, that's it. Try to be a winner. That's it.
Haven't seen him on the court so far. There he is, Jordan Usher, about to come in for the first time. His season has had a couple of ups and downs in there, Trev.
Yeah, well, he came in as they wanted to be defensive player of the year, and I haven't seen that produced regularly, maybe 1 or 2 games. But the first game, you're right, he dropped 35 points against the JackJumpers here, so he's going to be feeling good against this team. And a couple of more subs. We see McDonald come in, we see Dang come in, we see Clint Steinel come in. So some big changes by both teams.
Wildcats have won their last 4 games at home. RAC Arena has been such a big part of their winning streak. Cott inside for Pinder. The tall presence of Magnay was enough.
You're right, and that's he pump faked it, tried to get Will Magnay up, and then overshot the ball. And that's just Magnay's presence in there around the rim.
Sean McDonald shooting that 3 ball at 52% for the season. Steinel defers to Majuk Deng.
Pinder got a piece of that. Great closeout, challenge, and a good deflection, and a block shot. That's what Pinder's got to do. He's got to set that dribble hand over for Bryce. Should have came back and re-screened it. A bit of that 2-man action. That's when Bryce is hard to cover, when you got the half the floor open instead of just shooting that catch-and-shoot 3.
Annalie Maley, you were listening to the Wildcats in that timeout.
JR, shock horror, he wanted his team to rebound. Keep Tassie off the glass, that's what he was kind of focusing on. Communication, he's sending Usher to Crawford, and he wants to run more action through BC.
You like that Usher-Crawford matchup, Trev?
Yeah, well, it's going to be much interesting with that speed. It really is going to cause Perth a lot of trouble.
Hiram Harris. Let's see a lot of that.
He has that ability. A couple of games ago, he got one at crunch time over saying, what the hell? Great shot.
He cuts it back to 1 the difference. Once more. Majuk Deng playing with confidence at the moment. Not that time. Magnay kept it alive.
And that's killing Perth. That's 4 offensive rebounds. Second shots, and here's number 5, and there's a foul.
Yeah. I was not happy about something.
No, it was just crashing the glass has really hurt. Magnay and Dang both getting those second chance points.
You can see the rebound count there.
Right, just the recalculations. Hiram's 3-pointer counter, but it was only a 2. Michael Aylan on the top of it.
How did you and Michael Aylan used to get along?
We get along famously after the game.
Not so much during.
I know Michael's good because you can talk to him. Yeah. He doesn't listen to you, but at least you can talk and vent a little bit. But he understands and he knows where the line is, and plenty of time he'll give me a warning. So Trav, you walk on the line, you go again, and you know, at least he's consistent with it. And that's what you want from a referee.
One of our senior officials out there tonight with Kenwich and Craig Copes.
So they put McDonald on Bryce Cotton, denying him the ball. Now they haven't got a secondary. And that man there can get going from there too. That's cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. We should have that
the
sound effects over. Yeah.
Look at you getting confident now in commentary. Now you want sound effects and all sorts of stuff. Not so green anymore. McDonald. Magnay again on the glass.
Yeah, just their work ethic are doing it really hard and really early, Tasmania. And that is the reason that they are getting more and more possessions down there. Interesting now, they're taking Crawford out. How do they handle this matchup?
He's got 10 points on 4 of 6. Doyle stepping out. Seen a lot of him in his first game back so far.
You just don't know the jet lag. It takes, it's not easy to fly to American back, but a great drive by Usher and gets into the foul and one. Good strong move to the bucket.
He was their leading scorer last Friday night, Jordan Usher, in a game that was below par performance from the Wildcats.
Yes, you're right.
He was their spark.
And that's the role he's getting now. He's coming off the bench and to be that spark off the bench.
Earlier tonight, if you have just joined us, it was the New Zealand Breakers who put the hurt on the Cairns Taipans, 111-82. Anthony Lamb was dominant with 29 and 8. And Mantas Rupstavchis, the next star, starting and playing a big game, had 21 points.
Well, you think he might book that starting spot for next week too. So this is going to be an issue right there for Saar. Will Magnay has the strength, and he used it right there to get to the rim, and the footwork with a spin and a nice little finish up.
Saw all the details on your screen. The DC Multiverse round. It's been a lot of fun in the last couple of weeks. And shot clock at 8. Usher's pass, a little ambitious. Juk Deng runs the lane. Magnay there for the tip-in. Offensive rebounds are killing the Wildcats right now.
6 offensive rebounds. Getting good shots. Wearing them down on the boards. Can they maintain it the whole game? It's a problem for Perth. And turnovers. It's number 5 turnover.
McDonald catch and shoot. The Wildcats dodge a bullet. They will get the ball back. This is been a little clunky on the way to quarter time, Trev, for the Wildcats.
Without a question. The last minute, you just want to get good possessions, you know. Take it down. It's a level ball game. You want to have good possessions. They've turned the ball over. They're giving JackJumpers extra possessions. And now the JackJumpers are going to go with their tail up into the quarter time. Here's that strength again we're talking about. Gets him up and under and got a kick. Should be reset. 31 seconds on the game clock. Should get 14 on the game clock. They do.
Just putting John really back in his box. Steindl off the inbound. That rattles out. Juk Deng. Sensational work on the glass.
And just desire to get the ball. That was a great outlet play. Clint Steindl has made many threes in this arena. Rattles out. Dang's work ethic earns the second chance points. So this is where I think Doolittle's got to step up and use his strength. I wouldn't mind Doolittle matching up against Magnay for his strength, can match it. And then you got Jesse on Dang. Jesse can use his vet savvy.
Juk Deng with the bonus.
Off the glass.
Had 14 points last week off the bench. There's Fabian Krislovic checking in. Game number 150 tonight for him. And the JackJumpers Foundation players. Very important role player in this lineup too, Webster. Fly down the other end.
Yeah, and that's working for the last possession here.
Shot clock and game clock almost in unison. A couple of seconds difference between them. Cotton on the move.
Hey, you hit the rim!
That doesn't drop.
Can't touch the rim!
Tasmania finish off the first quarter in really impressive fashion and take a 3-point lead into quarter time at RAC Arena, 26-23. It's a big night in the West, and you're watching Friday Night Hoops in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Second versus fourth, Friday night hoops in the Hungry Jacks NBL. It's the JackJumpers who lead at quarter time, 26-23 over the Perth Wildcats. It was the home team who shot out to a 7-point lead early on, but Trevor Gleeson, the JackJumpers settled into this game and they were hitting their Mitsubishi Motors threes.
And they're outworking Perth at the moment. You know, the scoreboard's probably a little bit closer than the JackJumpers would like. They've got 10 more shots than the Perth Wildcats, just their work ethic on the glass and forcing turnovers.
There's an early turnover for Tasmania. Cotton forced into a tough shot with the left hand. John really thought there was contact. Annalie, you were listening into the JackJumpers at quarter time.
He was telling his guys to stay disciplined and stop settling for three-point shots. He wants to see them put it on the floor more and get to the rim.
Just like that from the Juk Dang, and the call is a block.
That's going to be interesting to see if they challenge that or not. I'm not sure if Wagstaff got across there, but again, the same with coming and attacking the basket. It might have been just slide into the slightly. Jesse has made a career of taking charges and selling it and how to get that call. So if he doesn't come up arguing, you probably think that he was moving.
What would John really have spoken to his men about at quarter time, do you think?
Well, obviously it's the glass. You know, they are getting whipped out there. They only got 3 defensive rebounds that quarter to 9 offensive rebounds by the JackJumpers. So that's a concern. And their turnovers. They had 5 turnovers, just some loose ones.
Cotton has 3 points, 1 of 4 to start the game. Perth's leading scorer is Keanu Pinder with 5. Jordan Crawford has 10 for the JackJumpers on 4 of 6 shooting.
That's what Perth just need to get the ball through some hands, make JackJumpers play some good solid defense for a long period of time. Then it starts to open up a little bit.
Ty Webster with a hand in the face, draws a late foul.
Are we protecting the shooter though? 125, push.
And that's a bad foul. That's a contested long 2. You foul him on the perimeter and send him to the foul line. And Michael Laneland's pretty confident. Pretty confident with that.
You got like a league MVP. If you didn't touch him, then you're silly not to review.
Ty Webster was out last week.
Goes to the replay centre.
After the game and that loss, John really spoke about Ty Webster's importance and just said we didn't have him tonight and we really needed a point guard.
Well, that's probably one area that they haven't been great at in the losses. And early in the season when Ty didn't play in those first couple of games as well. So it might be a little bit of a sore point for the Perth with him not out there.
Almost came up with it. Doyle's pass was absolutely on the money for Krislovic.
What a great IQ of getting that pass. Knew it was open, had to get it there somehow, and he did.
He's finding other ways to impact the game, Milton Doyle. No Magnay, no Lee on the floor at the moment for Tasmania, so slightly smaller lineup for them. Doyle had it stolen away. Webster looks up and waits for the cavalry to arrive. Cotton takes the foul and 1.
And that's where they got to finish. You get the steal. Great hands by Webster. Oh, he's called an offensive foul. Oh, here we go.
Harvey Norman replay.
Great steal, putting pressure. Oh, I think he might. You know, that's where I would get upset as coach. They call the blocking foul on Jesse Wagstaff one way, and then he's sliding his feet, and it's a charge. That's where the inconsistency comes in.
John really chose not to use his challenge. Shot clock at 5. Doyle still a long way from the cup. He has to jack that up, and it wasn't what Tassie were looking for. And the cheers of the home crowd at RAC Arena.
They don't let you off, do they, the Red Army? Same referee with the same call, and just let you know we appreciate you calling a foul against the opposition. again, that early pickup, putting pressure, getting the ball out of hands. Perth haven't done a good job of absorbing this pressure from Tassie. Again, denials, really getting forced out of any action, cutters, screens with ball pressure. It's a great job by Tasmania.
1 of 5. The Wildcats 3 of 6 from outside to start the game. Tasmania,
wow.
2 of 13. Doyle couldn't tip it in. Krislovic can't. Eventually, Pinder wrestles control back. Cotton head down to the basket. It goes.
And speed out in transition. Speed out. What a great move by Doyle. Just dribbled out. And maybe that's just a little bit of touch not being here for the last couple of weeks. But what a great individually move.
Wildcats cut it back to 3. Doyle blocked. Pinder over the back, swats it away. A jump ball and possession arrow will be with Perth.
Yeah, I thought it was Perth. Yeah. If it's going in Perth's direction, Perth normally hit the ball, so they got a little bit handy with that one, but it goes to the possession arrow.
Go get it, Ty!
Pinder takes it straight at Krislovic.
That was it. They're doing an isolation for Pinder on the side. He's got to use his footwork
Here we go! Let's go!
a little bit better. Can't overpower. And that's one thing the Tasmania do have here. Tried to go straight through him. Takes it in the middle of the chest. And it's hard to argue when you get hit in the middle of the chest.
Doyle scoreless so far. 0 from 5 in the game. McVeigh puts the ball on the floor and blows past Doolittle.
And that's what I'm talking about, how to execute against pressure. Perth are not doing a good job here with the physicality. JackJumpers come down the other end and get a good open court and rip attack on the basket against the same pressure.
Crawford one end to the other. Like a hot knife through butter, Jordan Crawford.
He is dynamic. Inside out handle. Here we get the ball in transition. He sees a little bit of an opening. Turns the Jets on inside out. Able to go around Pinder and get that hand shot off. And mate, this is the first time I've seen. He is small. He is really small. And when you're that small, you've got to have a point of difference. And his point of difference is his speed, and he is very, very crafty.
What a conversation about Milton Doyle and his position in the MVP race. Jordan Crawford's making a bit of a run at things at the moment, Trev.
Yeah, well, listen, I was a big fan of Doyle early in the season. Probably gone off the boil a little bit. And the kick out to Saar was a good hit. But Crawford is just in that little bit of a purple patch. He's been aggressive. He's been using his speed. And he's finding spots to score.
Here's his numbers, the bottom part of his screen. So top 10 in the competition for assists and steals. And such a fabulous pickup for the JackJumpers. McVeigh had to go and find that one. Shot clock at 4.
That's a hand grenade. You got 3 seconds left. You're going to bounce the ball around for 4 seconds and then throw a hand grenade at 2 seconds. I used to get pretty upset. If you're going to do that bull dust with the ball, you better shoot it. Don't put a hand grenade to somebody.
Doyle off the inbound. Good look. Great look for Milton Doyle. His first points of the night.
Great footwork, shot fake. Got Doolittle up in the air and got some clear air.
Cotton no good at the other end. Second chance points. And the Wildcats are having some real problems in this second quarter. They just cannot find the bottom of the net.
They scored 3 points in 5 minutes, and I think they're going to have a timeout here shortly. Here it is.
Timeout coming right now for the Wildcats because the JackJumpers have put their foot down in quarter number 2. They lead 39-26.
It's been unbelievable. The physicality and the defensive effort haven't let Perth get anything. And then you got Jordan Crawford working with that mismatch and using his aggressiveness out on the floor.
It's a milestone night for Fabian Krislovic because he plays game number 150. And earlier tonight, he caught up with Anneli Maley.
Fabian, game 150. How do you feel about playing against the Red Army tonight?
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. 150 games is when I found out the other day. It was a nice little opportunity to reflect and think back on the last 6 years. But then this obviously is one of the more hostile places that it gets to come play. So it's looking forward to it. It's always an exciting time to come play in front of an excited atmosphere.
6 years.
Yeah.
Any highlights that you can kind of pinpoint for us?
It was pretty funny. Like, I didn't realise, but like NBL posted a little highlight thing, and Mags was like, "Fab, did you dunk on Jack here?" And that was pretty good. Watch it back. Turns out I dunked on Jack McVeigh, my roommate for the last 3 years. I had no idea. When he was in Adelaide, I was in Cairns. So that was yeah. I'll go with that one. That was pretty cool info to find out.
Yeah, that's a good highlight.
Yeah.
Actually, surely we could get some film of that.
That's it. Yeah. Surely we could run that or something. So thank you, NBL, whoever put that package together.
You're very welcome, Fab. Game number 150 tonight.
That's a great effort. He just worked and hard. Not highly skilled, but just his work ethic. Knows his role, completes his role. And they're going to get a backcourt. That was very close to a backcourt.
Harris with the ball-carrying duties.
This puts pressure on Jordan Crawford on the Harris. It's a mismatch that is not working well for the Perth Wildcats at the moment. Smart play by Scott Roth. No, the secondary ball handler.
Anneli Maley, you were listening into the Wildcats.
JR wants them to chip away. He said that they're letting the scoreboard dictate their style of play at the moment and wanted to get through their stuff regardless.
Harris travels.
That's number 8 turnover. That's what I mean. You've got to absorb the pressure. And right now, they're not absorbing that pressure at all. JackJumpers are doing a great job defensively, put them out of their rhythm. But Perth had to come up with a solution to handle that pressure and get good quality shots.
They're normally so clean with the ball. Doyle again. He's starting to get himself involved as well, and it's a 16-point lead for the visitors.
Well, 16 to 3/4 so far. They've only scored 3 points for the quarter.
And who do you turn to in a crisis?
And that's a backdoor play. You're denying the lane to get the ball on the post, and then there's a drop pass to Bryce. That's where I'm talking. Absorb the pressure, get your secondary options, watch your counter coming into that.
John really about to turn to Corey Webster. He's at the scorer's table. Doyle very quickly has himself up to 8 points.
And he scored the whole 8. The last 8 points he scored. Just the tempo. And that's a silly foul. He has him picked up. That's his 3rd foul. He has the ball picked up and he swipes the hand. And here's Doyle stepping out for that 3. Set a great screen. And again, sets his great screen, takes him on the dribble, and was strong to the basket. That's what I mean. You set a back screen, you got a hard cut. Defense can't defend both of them and have ball pressure.
Marcus Lee sits down.
It was a silly foul.
Not
Jack.
for the first time this year, Trev.
Yeah,
We've said that.
You don't put your hands in the cookie jar. You had him, the ball was dead, it wasn't going anywhere, and he released him. He was just lucky Ty Webster missed the bucket. Well, maybe it was a good foul. He missed 2 of them. Maybe he didn't want to come off. Corey Webster was subbing in for him, his brother. He said, hey, I'm not ready to go out yet.
3 of 7 from the free throw line, the Wildcats. McVeigh. That's a good look. It doesn't go down. Webster flies up the court. Doolittle with his feet set. Rattles out.
And that's, yeah. They get a fast break. I'll tell you in a minute.
They can't tip it in. Tell us now.
Well, the fast break opportunity. Here we're going back and forth. Got a little bit of tennis match going on. And getting to the rack. We've got open threes.
Eventually, Cotton.
If you have a fast break one way, you can't give up the fast break going the other way. You got to sprint and get your ass back.
You can say that, Trev. It's late on the East Coast. You can get away with that. The kids are in bed.
Yeah, okay, good. A little bit of offensive foul.
1-1, illegal screen, offense.
They're certainly setting great screens, the JackJumpers. They are more physical. And now we've got a timeout. Scott Roth getting the timeout. It's certainly the change of the game, and the JackJumpers do have control of the tempo. You know, Wildcats are coming down at a fast pace, but what are they doing? I'm not sure they know what each other is doing on the floor.
Let's take a listen to John Rillie. I mentioned this earlier in the call. After their loss last week to the Illawarra Hawks, had this to say about Ty Webster and his absence last week in their loss.
I'll ask a question. Missing Ty Webster, was that important to you guys? Yes, I think having Ty Webster absent tonight was very key for our team. Thank you.
That was the last part of his press conference after no one asked him about Ty Webster, so John Rillie answered it himself. Has 5 points tonight. How important with a team that's got Bryce Cotton and then you've got athletic threats like Alex Sarr and Keanu Pinder, how important is a good point guard?
Well, it's to absorb the pressure like the JackJumpers are doing. Then you're getting other ball handlers bringing the ball down, and it's putting you out of rhythm offensively. Webster's getting the ball the last couple off the glass and really pushing it, but no one's running with him. He's trying to find something out of transition, but he needs a partner to fill those lanes and get out in front of him on the ball.
You can scan that QR code that's on your screen right now and download NBL Plus. It is the best, the ultimate fan experience. You can get all of the stats, all of the data, everything that you possibly need to get you through this NBL24 season.
Now he's gone to the bench and gone in for Corey Webster's first input into the game, and that's just Usher using his strength and physicality to get to the rim.
Annalie Maley, you were listening in to Scott Roth.
Scott Roth said in the next couple of offenses, he wants his team to mix up between setting and ghosting screens so they can't get accustomed to what type of defense they're going to do.
Good inside. That's a really good inside. Getting from there. So they mix it up using the ghost of the screens where you go up and fake the screen and sprint and make a little pocket for the driver. Normally for a shooter that they can get off, and Chris Golding is another one. Steindl is another one that does it really well. Hard to defend sometimes if you don't know if they're setting the screen or slipping out of it.
That's not my fault.
And Perth just need a couple to relax, take the air out of the ball a little bit, getting some good rhythm offensively.
Hello.
This is going to be a good last 2 minutes before they've got to get it back, you know, into a two-possession game.
They've scored the last 6. Making a little run on the way to half-time. They trail by as much as 16. Only a couple of minutes ago. That's a late whistle on Usher.
Yeah, I don't mind that. You know, he's going to go to the foul line, but he's getting up the lanes, trying to get it. If he did get the ball, I think it's a dunk. But you got to fight for that position. I like Usher fighting for that position than just staying behind Magnay. Magnay will score it every single time.
Spent a little bit of time in this venue, Will Magnay, back into the 2021 season.
Yeah, we got banged up towards the end of the season again. We just had him there for that 1 year. Like we mentioned before, just injuries have really curtailed his career. But certainly when he's healthy and fit, he is an NBA athlete, strength and athleticism. And now he's starting to mature a little bit as he gets older.
Still only 25 as well. He's got a lot of basketball left in him. Sarr takes the bump. Beautiful touch.
It was. And that's how he wants to develop his game, like a KD. Gets to the elbow, gets to the 15-footer and has that shot. He has a little fade away from that so he can get that shot off. There's the big possessions coming up here for Perth. Great hands by Bryce Cotton.
The steal, and then the bucket.
That's a big couple of minutes for Perth, getting this back into single figures, number 1. But now it's still a 7-point. You're trying to get it into a two-possession game before the break.
10-1 run for the Wildcats right now. Doyle had room to fire, that won't count. He's 3 of 9 in the first half. The energy's building inside RAC Arena. The home fans can sense that their team are on the way back.
It's a bad turnover.
That hurts them. And the JackJumpers can absorb the full shot clock. McVeigh, a little drop off for Magnay. And Tasmania will be on the line once more.
And the old rule down there with Usher, don't pass up a uncontested shot. He had an uncontested 12-footer. Take it, you had the rhythm, you had the game flowing with you. Passes it up, tries to get to the basket against the brick wall and Will Magnay, and doesn't get it, and then turns the ball over. So you'd rather have an uncontested shot in that case. And now Perth are going to come down. They should have a quick 2-for-1. So look for a quick shot here. Maybe a set at the halfway line. Extended pressure again has caused Perth a lot of issues.
Down to the last 30 seconds before half-time. Cotton, quick release 3.
And look for the JackJumpers just to milk this, make sure this is the last possession. You heard that.
4-second difference between the game and shot clock. The JackJumpers look to finish the half in style.
Great crossover. Oh.
Points will count.
Went for the block, hit the rim, bounced it. But again, Doyle just got that explosive speed on a great crossover and attack on his right hand. Be trying to push him left. Enough time here for Perth to get a good shot.
3 seconds for Corey Webster. Tucked away in the corner. Got it! Something for the Wildcats to take into the main break. They trail by 8. The JackJumpers have this game where they want it right now.
Yeah, and that was a good little last 2 minutes by the Wildcats, getting that back from a double digit. It's an 8-point lead right now, but they needed to fight back that last 2 minutes. Otherwise, they could have been down 15 at the break.
The leading scorer for Perth is Bryce Cotton. He's got 13. Jordan Crawford has 15 as we get over to Annalie Mailey.
You guys started the game really well. What was the focus coming into the game today?
Same as always for us, defense. Defense starts us on the offensive end, so, you know, we got after them, we got out to a good lead, but then that slipped. They made some tough shots. Bryce does what Bryce does, but, yeah, we've got to be better.
It's been a game of ebbs and flows so far. What do you think the focus will be actually going into the second half of the game?
Defense, always defense.
Best of luck.
Always defense for the JackJumpers, but their offense is pretty nice tonight as well. They lead 48-40. The halftime show is coming up next from RAC Arena. This is Friday Night Hoops in the Hungry Jacks NBL.
Bunnings is backing the next generation of ballers, and today we welcome the Blackburn Vikings down to John Cain Arena for a memory they'll never forget. It's time to welcome the Bunnings ballers from the Blackburn Vikings. Charlie. Up next, Leo. Isla. Jake, the Snake.
This is awesome.
Madison. Give it up one more time for the Bunnings ballers from the Blackburn Vikings.
For the win, it's Jack McVeigh. A three with a clock in the background. Tasmania have marched into Cairns and they're marching out with an overtime win.
When he speaks, it's easy to buy in because you see the passion of which he talks about it. You see how much he buys into what he's doing, how much he believes in it, and that's easy to follow. Sometimes you just need a dude to back you in, to trust you, to say this is my guy and he can help me win games, and I think he trusts me in that respect and has helped me develop that confidence as a basketball player to now be playing internationally, to step on the court and know who I am as a dude, and then he pushes me every day to be uncomfortable, and at times you hate it, but that's what the role of a great coach and a great friend is, to keep pushing you to where you want to go, and he helps me do that. For me, this off-season, I really had to question, like, what's a successful club and what do I want to be part of when I consider success? And for me, it's not winning the championship. It's when guys enter, do they leave in better situations? Do guys get to keep playing their careers, or is it a place where people go to die? We look at situations where Isaac White signs a 2-year deal, Kenny's doing well, Jared Weeks retires and goes into coaching jobs. You know, we're bringing in dudes and they're leaving in better places or staying as a better player, bigger role, and to me, that's success. It's easy when I'm surrounded by good people. I've got great friends, great network, from my partner to Fab that I live with. I have like a little morning routine and nighttime routine that I lean on heavy every single day, and then you got to tick off all the basics, which is like eat good, sleep good, drink lots of water, surround yourself with good people. It's pretty simple when you really break it down.
He's one of the great characters in the NBL, Jack McVeigh, and he's had a really, really big first half. Big night here at RAC Arena, Trevor Gleeson. Great crowd, and the JackJumpers lead by 8.
Yeah, they're coming out and being really physical. Defensively are all over the Perth Wildcats, and it's showing on the scoreboard.
Jordan Crawford's been absolutely fantastic. They just cannot stop him right now.
He's lightning quick in that first quarter, 10 points in the first quarter. Attacking the basket, here inside out, catches it at speed. Very, very hard to catch because he's so quick.
He's been excellent. He's had a big first half. His Blackmore's shot chart reads really, really nicely. He's just got a great ability to get the shot that he wants.
He was being nice and aggressive in that first quarter. Got 5 points in the second quarter for a total of 15, but he has been looking to be aggressive and being the playmaker down there.
What about from a Perth Wildcats perspective? They trail by 8. Obviously, when we talk about playing catch-up, we normally start with Bryce Cotton.
Yeah, Bryce is outstanding. A couple of times in the open court, you can see he was denied there the ball and got the counter. Again, a transition. That was an offensive foul. It could have quite easily been an N1, but he'll get going. He was disappointed last game, but he'll keep on going this second half. So they trail by 8 at the moment, the Wildcats. What's got to be their biggest focus here in this halftime break? Well, they've done much better on the defensive glass, keeping the JackJumpers off, but their turnovers, they're loose with the ball, and how they handle that defensive pressure on the ball is going to take a big tick to win the game.
And that man is going to have a big say in the second half. It's coming up next from RAC Arena. Massive crowd, big night of Friday night hoops. It's the JackJumpers who lead 48-40. It's half-time at RAC Arena, Friday night in the West. The Tasmania JackJumpers leading over the Perth Wildcats 48-40. Third quarter's not too far away. We mentioned it is a massive crowd in the house tonight. There's Gus Wallen and Brad Haddon, part of the Triple M commentary team, who are over here this week, I should say, for the test match. There's big crowd. Speaking of sports broadcasting, there is the icon Dennis Cometti, who never misses a Perth Wildcats game.
Legend, yes. I've had him in the circle a couple of times singing the song as the #1 ticket holder.
It would be centimetre perfect the way that he sings that song.
Love it. Hey, Jack, I just wanted to bring up a little bit that happened in the last 2 minutes. Corey Webster was injected into the game for the last 2 minutes. They went +6 with him out there. That might be something that the Perth Wildcats, to have another ball handler to absorb that pressure that they're doing instead of having Harris bring the ball down the floor.
You can see Anthony Drimmick on screen has 6 points at halftime, 3 of 5. There's another that's having a positive night. He's +8 in his time on the floor.
He's just done a great job throughout this league. You know, from his time in Adelaide, he was a great fit there. He's a great fit down at the JackJumpers, filling the transition there, crashing the glass, winning those extra possessions. He's that kind of guy that's nuggety all the time. He's just always there. Can be really annoying sometimes too, but what a great career he's had.
His last 2 games coming into tonight, he's been +33 and +14.
Does that team things for teams to win?
We start the third quarter. Jordan Crawford flashes to that man Drimmick.
That would have been good. So Drimmick, Magnay's coming back on instead of Lee. Lee's got the 3 fouls on the matchup for the start of the second. I'd like to see Doolittle a little bit more involved in there, and Magnay, get that out of here.
There's no sir to Keanu Pinder. McVeigh over the top of Wagstaff. That was short. Just the 4 points from Jack McVeigh in the first half.
Coming out the hard show on Bryce. Now the counters.
Pinder goes back at Magnay. This time around, scores.
And puts a little bit of ice on the floor. I think he got him off balance and awkward, but finished with 2. And back the other end, Pinder is protecting this rim. The 2 most athletic guys on the floor saying, not in my territory down here.
It's not quite Joe Luala-Chul from last night yet, but the 2 big men.
And that's what you want. You want a rim protection. They're both rim protectors, got athletes. Use it.
Drimmick knees 2 off the inbound.
Nice little out-of-bounds play there with a flare screen pass over the top. Great execution by the JackJumpers.
Christian Doolittle is quiet so far tonight. 3 points.
That's what I'm talking about, Jack. Now, Perth is starting to absorb that pressure a little bit, where Bryce is working off the ball. And now they get a hands foul hold off the ball. And now they just get to reset again. Now they get the foul count up, taking him off the ball instead of Bryce carrying the ball all the time.
Wildcats 8-6 on the season. Jesse Wagstaff wide open. 41% for the season.
And put that down to Ty Webster. Seen that develop. Hedging out in front of Bryce. Jesse pops. Ty Webster, great pass.
Only a couple of minutes in, but better from the Wildcats than what it was in quarter number 2. Webster surveys the options. The best of the lot is Cotton. Now down to Pinder.
That was in, good call. That was in the cylinder. You cannot touch the ball while it's in the cylinder. When it's above, you can tap it. That's a good call by the official. Yes, it is Christmas, so we'll give a little bit of Christmas love to the officials too. Sure, it was a good call.
Tipping you're not buying him any Christmas presents, though, Trev. Magnay and Pinder. This battle continues, and this time it's Magnay.
And that's his pure strength. Went up against 2 guys and finished above the rim.
Will Magnay has 8 points. Keanu Pinder has 9.
Good. And that's good execution. They missed the shot, but it was great execution. Get a hard cut, Jesse pops out, and now this should be at the rim.
scores. Foul on Magnay. Bonus free throw to come for the Wildcats.
Yeah. Good execution by Perth that time. Got a hard cut, you got an open three, predictable shot, crashed the glass, good kick out, Euro step, and I'll tell you what, that could have gone either way. And I suspect if he was high on the foul count, he would have challenged that, but wants to keep that challenge up his sleeve because this could go down to the stretch. This is a great start by Perth.
Certainly had to think about reviewing that one. Scott Roth, as you said, Trev chose not to. Things are changing.
You can see that momentum change. The defense has been much better by Perth. They're absorbing the pressure down. Even Tasmania kind of stepped off their pressure now. They're kind of sitting back. They don't have that same physicality on the ball.
Cotton and Doyle, two of the competition's premier players head-to-head. Cotton drives high with the left hand.
That's just magical. Left hand, his weak hand. I would extend and get that off a taller player at speed at the rim. That's why you work on both sides of your body. Not only right, but also the left.
Doyle at the other end. Couldn't score. Magnay takes care of the rest.
Now, your call before the game that he's one of the biggest guys in this league, can change things, is on the money. You're going to blow up here with subs out here now.
Doyle walks into that three. His shooting touch has been off tonight. Webster down the lane. Draws a hard foul from Magnay. And he's earned his 2 free throws.
Kind of mixed it. You have Bryce open for a three. I'm giving it to Bryce. If he gets going, he's going to open up a lot more. You know, 3-on-2 break. I know get to the basket, the foul line. But when you have your prime time player open, you give him the ball.
Hey, great job. I like you being aggressive.
Jesse Wagstaff checks out and tries to get some air back into those lungs. Well, up and back to start this third quarter.
That's what they needed at the start of the game. And the JackJumpers had the ascendancy, and now Perth have fought back and have got that. And the scoreboard always reflects that. Can they maintain it for 40 minutes?
1 point the difference. Tasmania's biggest lead was 16 midway through the second quarter. Perth have made it work. Crawford's fouled while shooting the three.
And again, that's just a silly foul. You know, he was out of position, got caught up in the screen, and still tried to challenge. I keep saying this, but they don't listen. Challenge right hand to right hand. So you challenge who you put your right hand up and challenge their right hand and take the body part out of it.
79% from the free throw line this season, Jordan Crawford. Home fans that love some burgers.
Not on this occasion.
There goes your little snack on the way home, Trev. Crawford misses.
Offensive rebound. Oh.
And the points will count. Annalie Maley courtside.
Fans would like some burgers, all 12,600 of them. It's absolutely electric in here, and they're letting their team know that they're behind them.
Great turnout tonight. Friday, last game before Christmas. Got the Christmas atmosphere. You have a couple of frothies. Come on down here to the RAC.
Last game as well for the Wildcats until January 13 at home. This venue will be hosting tennis over Christmas, New Year. Pinder closes the lid.
Great effort. Now that's Doolittle hasn't been doing that. I think he can turn the corner and get on the basket like he did, and it opens up. Where the help side comes out, opens up. Pinder to crash the glass.
Keanu Pinder up to 13 points now. Here's the Harvey Norman replay. 5 rebounds to go with it too.
Yeah, it's been a good battle. And again, just went for that block shot, opened up that position for the glass, for Pinder to finish above the rim.
JackJumpers by 2. Crawford in the mid-range.
Young fellas, if you're watching this, this was a jab step, faked him out, one bounce into the elbow. That is absolutely pristine offense.
He's the game's leading scorer with 18. Marcus Lee just cannot stay out of foul trouble.
And again, it's a catch. I'd say you can foul out as many as you can at the rim. Not these fouls away from the rim. It's really killing them. Now, JackJumpers have got bodies to throw out there. So they're not going to be, they've got another, Bairstow hasn't hit the court yet. There's another physical body out there. So they've got plenty of bodies so they can use that. But he's got a foul near the rim, not outside the rim.
Comes out of the game again, Marcus Lee. Only 8 minutes tonight. 2.5 last weekend. He travels. He looks aggressive though, Trent.
Yeah, and that's a frustrating one. That's an unforced travel, an unforced turnover. They've done a better job with the turnovers in the second quarter. They had 9 in the first quarter. Again, you're trying to build pressure, trying to maintain that pressure. Doing those loose possessions really hurt you.
Good. Shot clock at 6 for Krislovic. Harris takes the bump.
And shot clock was down to 5. They were doing a really good possession. Last 5 seconds, you want to play smart. Keep that pressure on them and keep building.
It's tight and it's tense during this third quarter. Krislovic takes the contact and lays it up in game number 150.
And overplayed. Pinder went for the steal, went for the gamble, opened up the driving lane.
Harris couldn't score. Deep from the JackJumpers. Pinder too strong and too physical. He's been positive all night.
Yeah, nice work rate. Second chance points. Nice physicality again, straight and vertical.
Thought about the 3. Gave it up for Harris. Good hands from the JackJumpers.
They were in licorice all sorts then. Lucky to get out of that.
Once again, shot clock into single figures. Jordan Crawford having himself another night. That's 21 on 8 of 11.
When you mismatch with the guard, you get your feet on the three-point line, you get your hands up in the air, and make him shoot an NBA 3, not right on the rhythm 3.
24 rebounds to 19 in favour of the JackJumpers. Pinder reaching in. It'll be their third of the period, the Wildcats.
And just some silly little hands fouls in there. And that happens when you get tired. The tempo in the second half has been hard at it. He makes an ill-advised decision, gets his third and has to sit down. And you've got that rotation on. JackJumpers are coming back here and really stretching this out this last little bit.
3 minutes to play in the third quarter. Crawford pulls the trigger. Unstoppable!
You've got to make that change. He's going to shoot that all night. You've got to come out and make him defend. Make him play at NBA range.
With Jordan Usher with the answer at the other end.
It might be the tennis might have already started. It's going end to end, mate.
We're sitting right in the middle. Our heads just go from side to side. Here's Drimmick drives. Good finish.
That's a strong move. Great crossover. Finishes on the rim.
Tasmania push it back out to 9. McVeigh, feet set. That's deep. Saar takes care of the rebound. Cotton, one end to the other. for Bryce Cotton. He's doing everything he can to keep the Wildcats in it.
Great rebound by Saran. A quick outlet, able to get the numbers down. No rim presence down there for Tasmania, so it's straight onto the rim. An easy layup. Really got to get the stops. I want to get that back in. They had it back to 3 points, and then just letting some easy points come in as fatigue trying to get in with a couple of these players.
Cotton takes the bump, and he'll be shooting 3. Fouls on Sean McDonald. This JackJumpers team, Trev, and they've been this way since day one under Scott Roth. They seem to have this amazing ability to take away the things that you want in a game and have it played the way that they want it. How do they do it?
And look, and it was really the bench came on there and played well. It is Perth Wildcats had the tempo of the game in that third quarter. And then just the last 2-3 minutes, got a little bit ratty, playing up and down. And then Jordan Crawford made a couple of open threes, a couple of putbacks, offensive rebounds. And that's, you just want to keep on consistent. And they're consistent every possession they're playing. They're not taking possessions off. And that's how they keep that scoreboard ticking over.
Tottenham's an 87% free throw shooter for the season. Goes 1 of 3 there.
He won't be happy with that at all.
JackJumpers lead 71-63. Every time the Wildcats make a run, Tasmania are able to find an answer. Saab blocks the shot. Here he is, the French next up, trying to get it done at the other end. Good D from Krislovic.
Yeah, and that's the physicality. He hasn't got the physicality yet. His body hasn't got strong enough to guard against that big, strong body and take him to the rack. Should have probably shot the 3 points.
JackJumpers are being closed down. Loose ball. Usher couldn't keep it alive.
You got 3 seconds here. Well,
fresh 14 now for Tasmania.
Well, he said he had a possession. Yeah. Usher had a possession, held the ball, so 14 seconds.
3.3 on the game clock. I'm shot.
Well, referees aren't working because Michael Aylan said 14 and then they're going 3.3.
Yes, it's going to be 14. 47.1 and the shot clock at 3.3.
Just a bit of confusion coming from the 2 officials.
Just informing the Cotton takes possession of the ball. We're going to fix the game. It'll be the easiest way for him to understand.
14.
3.3. Game clock is right at 46.5. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, so they'll look for a quick one here again and try and get 2-for-1 possessions.
47.1 on the game clock. Thank you.
And usually around 53 seconds, you have to have 3 shots. Especially in the NBA, they try to do.
I got an explanation. I asked you a question.
Doyle, shot clock at 5. On the move all the way in, can't score. Back up the top to Cotton. Here's Wagstaff for 3.
Great team play. And that's where you get the teamwork. Bryce and Jesse playing together. Bryce gives the ball up, Jesse gets it back. Bryce gives it back to Jesse because he knows he can shoot the 3 and the defense was guarding. That's just years of playing together and knowing each other.
Second deep one of the night for Wagstaff. Wildcats get the ball back. Doolittle beat the clock. It drops. RAC Arena roars as one. Christian Doolittle at the buzzer. And we are set for a big last quarter in front of a big crowd. Tasmania 71, Perth 68. Don't go anywhere. Friday Night Hoops conclusion is coming up next. We've got a serious game on our hands at RAC Arena. Tasmania leading Perth 71-68. The Wildcats winning that third quarter 28-23. There's nothing between them, Trevor Gleeson.
Yeah, that was a great last minute by the Perth Wildcats. Getting that points back in to one possession was a really big play. I thought they started the quarter great. Kind of the second part of that quarter, the JackJumpers. Usher's going straight at the rim.
He got it back and can't score second time around. Let's get over to Annalie Maley.
Interesting that was a Jordan Usher take, because the play was actually drawn up for BC and Doolittle and Wags on the other side of the floor. But JR's message was to stay on the glass and bring the defensive energy.
Well, you spoke about that rebound count at half-time, Trev. Did it improve in the third quarter?
Well, you got the no call there. Hussar using his length to get to the front of the rim. Yeah, it's been a big part. They gave up 5 offensive rebounds, and that's when JackJumpers got that lead out to double figures again. Certainly going to be a war of nutrition on the glass for the rest of this game.
7 points for Alex Saab. The French next up. Doyle loses possession. Krislovic tries to clean up the mess, and there's Steindl. The officials have found a hold on Wagstaff.
Yeah, that's just a professional. Jesse couldn't move, so got the foul early in the corner. No damage done, didn't get 2 points, and now Crawford comes back in. And he'll run out this guy. He was outstanding in that third quarter. Got going. Wildcats really have to do a little bit better job defending his open shots off the dribble.
What about Milton Doyle, Trev? Scoreless in the first quarter, 10 points in the second, scoreless in the third.
He has those patches, doesn't he? And those 10 points, I think, all came at once. So he defers a little bit. You've got Crawford going for it. Then when he's off the court, he's been a lot more aggressive.
Sar short on the 3 from the corner. John really turns away in disgust next to us.
Doolittle should have drove that ball in hard to the rim and used his strength.
Johnny Pinder getting ready to check back in. Cotton pulls up. It's the JackJumpers who lead by 3. Early in the second quarter, it was a 16-point lead that they enjoyed, and it looked like they were going to run away with it. Wildcats have fought back.
This is where they've struggled, right here. This shot gives the ball up. Good job making it force up.
Clint Steindl, bottom of the net.
And that man has done plenty of those shots in this arena, like playing in his backyard.
2-time champion with the Wildcats. Now the captain of Tasmania, and he had such a big influence on this team from day one. Wagstaff eventually draws the foul.
Yeah, look, Jesse can't jump over a credit card anymore, all right? So he's got to have his footwork, and again, he got his footwork in there. And ball, good ball. That's one thing that Hobart, Tassie do, is moves that ball to find the open man. And shooters love that when the ball moves.
Saw it all in the Harvey Norman.
He was tipping the ball back in when you went underneath his leg. Quite simple.
Krislovic out, Magnay in.
Yeah, good sub. I think Magnay should play out the rest of the game here.
Wagstaff makes the first, Annalie Maley.
I don't know if you saw that. Alex Saar went to go help up Wagstaff. He said, no, give me a second. Let me lie down.
Just breathe a little bit heavier. He's just the smart, the savvy. Gets the foul, gets to the foul line. And gets it 2 points and make it a 4-point game.
He earns a little break as well. 12,500 in the house at RAC Arena. It's such a great night so far. I hope you've enjoyed it wherever you're watching.
Just a little bit of extra attention off the ball, and that's what Crawford brings. Brings that defensive pressure, trying to be physical out there with him. And the Wildcats got 2 quick fouls.
Crawford turns the corner. Great pass inside for Magnay.
Great execution. Dribble handoff. Magnay rolls straight after it, and a great left-hand pass for an easy finish.
Pinder trying to do the save at the other end. Magnay swats it out of the air.
And he's got a dunk here too. No, he missed him. Sets the screen instead.
He is having such an influence again tonight, Will Magnay.
Yeah, just great here. His handoff rolls all the way to the basket. Great pass and an easy dunk for him. Great execution. Comes down the other end and says, "Get that out of here."
Timeout Wildcats. John really sensing that this game's starting to slip away from them. It's the JackJumpers who lead 78-72. 6:42 remaining in the game. Crucial what happens next out of this timeout.
Yeah, it's going to be a big couple of minutes. Will Magnay's imposing will out there on the game is making a difference big time. Now, if you're going to take the ball against it, you better be going in trying to dunk the ball. You can't finger roll against him. He's going to get up there and get plenty of space. Get into his body, get him up in there early, and then finish through contact.
Ross Cotton has 18 points. He's Perth's leading scorer. Keanu Pinder has 15 points for the JackJumpers. Jordan Crawford has been exceptional again. 24 points on 9 of 13. Will Magnay has 12. Milton Doyle has 10. And Anthony Drimmick has 10 as well. 6-point lead to Tasmania at RAC Arena, 78-72, and you can get your tickets now for the best show on the court that you'll possibly see. The Harlem Globetrotters, 22nd of June to the 15th of July. Jump online. Grab your family's tickets. I've got mine for me and the girls.
And I heard Andrew Gaze talking about the Globetrotters at Kooyong. I'm going back there too. I'm in that vintage as well. Outdoor at the Kooyong outdoor stadium was fantastic. First time I ever seen them.
Annalie Maley, courtside.
You should be seeing Keanu Pinder at the rim at some point soon, and they want him to use his shot fakes. JR made a point of the fact that Magnay's jumping and everything. He's just trying to block the ball. So get him in foul trouble, get him off his feet, and go towards him instead of fading away.
Nice little bump by the JackJumpers right there. Yeah, but that's what you want to do. You want to get, if you're going to go in there, you've got to dunk it. You know, and Pinder can dunk it. He shouldn't be finger rolling, nice and physical.
A little off the back of the iron.
And those rebounds are going to be big coming out. Possession game comes down to the last 6 minutes.
Foul on Cotton.
It's going to be
he thought he almost got away with it.
Yeah. And they're going to be in the penalty right now, 6 minutes ago. They're going to have an outlook on the game when that meant fouls nice and early.
Doyle drags it back out. Good look for Jack McVeigh. He's from Steindl to tip it back to Doyle. He's long as well. Again, the JackJumpers getting repeat opportunities.
That's some Wildcats leaking out. You've got to get the ball. Possessions rule right now. And that's why. You get an extra 2 possessions, you get an extra shot, and that's what's happened.
Enormous from Jordan Crawford. Stuns the RAC Arena crowd. They have not had an answer for him all night. Cotton again fouled in the act of shooting 3.
And again, here you got the isolation. You've got to press up, so the defender's feet have got to be outside the three-point area and with your hand held high. Right? Beat him at the rim, and then you're going to trust your rotation. But you cannot give an open 3 to a guard. He just walks into that. Now that's about what, how many threes has he? He's got 5 threes. I think 5 threes have all been the same.
Scott Roth calls a timeout. 81-72.
going to be interesting here. The rebounding in the last 5 minutes is going to be critical.
Just interested here to watch Scott Roth having an animated conversation with Michael Aylan. And we now have a coach's challenge, which was what he originally called the timeout for, Trev. I just don't think that he could get the attention of the officials.
Yeah, it's when they're on the other side of the floor, and as you mentioned, a great crowd here. Do you want me to make a call, Michael? You're too busy over there talking to the other officials, mate. But yeah, they're going to challenge this one right here with Bryce Cotton on the 3 on the line, which is going to have a big influence. This is a 9-point spread right now. So Perth can get that back to 6. A 2-possession game is big.
And it also is Milton Doyle's 3rd foul.
Well, it's really the bottom half of the body. You get another film, another side. If he's stepping in with his legs and gets into a land, that's minimal, but it's enough. That's enough to put it off. Again,
left foot there.
Yeah. And that's a shooter. He's going up. You cannot touch. It's a challenge right hand. So Doyle's right hand should be challenged and Bryce's right hand, not with your body into it. Now, Bryce does have that normal forward momentum. That's not a kick forward at all. So I'll be seeing if this is putting that upsets the shot. But a good challenge. This is a big play for a challenge. This could swing the outcome.
Upon review, the coach's challenge is unsuccessful. The call on the floor is confirmed. The defender took the landing space of the shooter, clipped him on the legs. 3 shots.
Marginal, but it was there. And now Bryce only hit 1 out of 3 here before, so this is a big 3-point game. Sorry, 3-point shots.
As Cotton makes the first. Annalie Maley, the JackJumpers have tried to put a focus on Cotton, as everyone does, of course.
Keep an eye out for the way that they mix up the defense here. He's called the ball screens to be trapped, but not consistently. Kind of throw in one here and there to kind of confuse them a little bit.
And you do that really to get the offensive player guessing and slow them down. If they know if you dish up the same course, great players will cut that to rhythm. You want a good dose of mixing it up, maybe a trap, a hard show, maybe a switch.
6 points the difference. Magne rolls to the basket. As soon as he put the ball on the floor, Usher stole it away.
It was a great steal on back behind on the blind side.
Now Cotton got away from Steindl, lays it up. 4 points the difference.
Great backdoor pass by Ty Webster. They'll deny Bryce, backdoor, then a little floater.
And it's a Perth ball. Momentum shifting once more.
And Usher has that ability on the defensive end. Forcing that trap, forcing the rotation, then Bryce coming up. I like to see him doing that a little bit more consistently.
JackJumpers led by 9 only a couple of minutes ago. Back up the top to Webster. Goes to work on McVeigh. There's Wagstaff. Tips it in.
And that's a switching defense. You finish up with Crawford on Wagstaff and an easy offensive rebound. 2-point game, Jack.
Tasmania are having a big challenge thrown at them right now. Magne's been outstanding.
And just strengthening a great screen, back screen, getting him near the rim. Good execution by the JackJumpers.
That'll be 4 on Milton Doyle.
That's a soft foul. It's a really soft foul to get him on the 4th. You've got to roll the dice with him now. 4 minutes to go. You either, as a coach, take him off for a quick 1 minute, or you let it ride out.
Second versus 4th coming into tonight on the Mitsubishi Motors ladder. Cotton's pass for Webster was excellent. Magne blocks the first one. Back up top for Doolittle. That's well short.
pick, Will Magna. Absolutely great recovery, and his work off the ball to stop Bryce Cotton getting the ball as well.
Offensive rebound number 17 for the visitors. Doyle looks at the time available. And that's long as well.
Well, here we go. Last 3 minutes. Strap in. And the two small guys matched up with each other for the first time tonight.
23 points for Cotton. His pass is deflected.
Back to 14. You see they're coming out and doing a hard trap. You can set out the timeout, coming in for a hard trap. Pinder not on the floor. He's going with Doolittle.
That's 15 and 6 Keanu Pinder. Cotton backdoor. Through the contact. It jumps out. Loose ball and he wins it back. That falls out as well. Eventually Usher. 2-point game.
Great hustle on the glass. Ty Webster right in there. Usher. Repeated attacks. This is what you want to do to win the game. Consistent effort, little 1%ers that keep working hard. And that's going to be 2 foul shots. Guess he grabbed him around the waist. Gets to the line.
Wildcats are over the limit. What are you thinking with Keanu Pinder, Trev? Not being out there down the stretch.
Yeah, interesting. He's going with Doolittle staying out there to stretch the floor. He's gone a little bit smaller. Jesse in the 5 and stretched to the floor. Out of there. And Usher coming in. Usher's made a little bit of defensive stops out there, so you ride that for a little bit, but you know, as a coach, sometimes you've got to make these hard decisions. That didn't look like going there. This is the burgers right here. Hungry Jack Burgers, and still a chance on the way home, mate.
This is the Trevor Gleeson Traveller that Will Magna is shooting for right now.
Oh, come on, Will. 3-point.
The groans of the home fans. Wagstaff's played some big minutes. Down the stretch for them again. Webster straight through the middle of McVeigh. Perth trying to find an option. Magna says no.
He's been unbelievable out there. Wildcats got a little bit out of sync of that, and Bryce didn't touch the ball in that possession. Like, that's just great athleticism. Comes on weak side, and that's all day. Get that out of here. And we've got a timeout. Perth have got 1.8 seconds on the shot clock. Look for a quick catch and shoot out of this sideline play.
Snooze timeout. Annalie Maley, the tension builds. With 2 minutes and 6 seconds remaining. This has felt, we kind of thought coming in, Trev, that this would be a bit of a preview. Yes, it is the middle of December, but a preview for what's to come playoffs time, and it's felt like that all night, hasn't it?
Yeah, this is, you're looking for second position here. This is going to have consequences down the far end of the season. So this is a big game, either way that you look at it, against these two teams. But hey, Bryce didn't touch the ball last possession. That's bad execution. He's got to touch the ball every time down the floor. Same as down here, Crawford's got to touch the ball every single time for the last 2 minutes. They make great decisions with the ball.
We've got a lot of fun coming up in the 12 games of Christmas. There's the schedule. Starting from tomorrow, December the 16th, it rolls all the way through. 2 games on Christmas Day this year. The JackJumpers and the Phoenix, and then the Kings and the Hawks. Boxing Day basketball as well, as the Taipans will play host to the Perth Wildcats. Let's hope they all live up to this game.
Well, 1.8, you got enough time for a quick one pass and a back door, and here's a back door.
Almost came off for Usher.
They used that earlier this year, actually. Same play, the back door out of the back screen on the weak side.
And still no Pinder down the stretch for the Wildcats. 15-9 for Will Magnay. Drimmick head down to the basket with the left hand. Can't finish it off. The difference is 3. Wagstaff. Doolittle comes up with it. He swings to Webster. Winds that clock down to 7. Gets in deep and that jumps out. This time top of the key. Checks the feet. Knocks it down. Scores tied at 84.
Great again. On the boards, Doolittle doing the hard work, gets 2 offensive rebounds. Webster denied down here on the defensive end, did a great job on Crawford.
Every fan on their feet inside RAC Arena. What an atmosphere.
Friday night special. Tied up, 1 minute to go. We've got a timeout. Ball on baseline. And Scott Roth will be going into his library of plays.
And a snooze timeout. Let's get over to Annalie Maley, who's courtside, right in the thick of all of this.
It's absolutely electric in here. It's kind of wild. Hey, you can hear JR yelling from the sideline. Any sort of back screen involving Will McNay where he gets on the rim, he wants Wagstaff to go underneath it and just meet him at the rim. Try and almost like change his path as he's running downhill. He said, don't even worry about the person coming off the down screen. Just get underneath it.
Just trying to protect that rim. But now it's every possession. Every possession is critical. There's no leaking out. There's box out. You've got to be physicality. Both teams are in the foul count, so any foul, you're going straight to the foul line. But the Rockstars have got to touch the ball, Jack. You can't come down one end, no Bryce Cotton, coming down the other end with no Crawford touching the ball. We want the ball in their hands. Let's see what they can come out of here. The JackJumpers from the baseline, out of bounds play.
They are the best fourth quarter team in the competition, Tasmania. They've won 11 of their 14 fourth quarters this season. And they've got the best points differential as well. You can see the quarter-by-quarter breakdowns. Both teams have gone on runs throughout this match. But we are dead level with 1:07 remaining. It's all on the line right now. Crawford, plenty of room to fire, and he's fouled.
Yeah, he did. He's got to let him land. And it's a big play, and that's what no one listens to me. Right hand to right hand. Take the body out of it that you challenge with your right hand. So they finish up switching. He's gone. So he should be going on his outside. He doesn't bring his body into it at all. So there's no foul when they jump forward.
Did you used to say that to your players when you coach? No one listens to me?
No, that didn't happen. They didn't play. Big lot miss on the foul line.
They've been 8 of 16 from the free throw line tonight, the JackJumpers. They're normally so good from the stripe. 76% across the season.
And this is where the Red Army earn their stripes right now.
And if the JackJumpers can pull this off in this environment, it'll be huge in the context of their season.
2-point game for the execution.
Cotton defers to Webster. He's not sure what to do, so kicks it back up to the top. Shot clock at 5 for Cotton. That's ridiculous. Bryce Cotton at his very, very best.
I was surprised they didn't trap Bryce at the end, trying to get the ball out of his hands. But 1-point game, this is a big position right here.
30 seconds left at RAC Arena. Webster almost came up with it. Magnay muscles inside and scores.
Play, and Will Magnay has come up with the loose ball, a great deflection, comes up with the loose ball right here, bang, wins it. Wagstaff tried to take the body again, he didn't slide enough, he wasn't there at all, and that strength that we talked about, and he almost gave old Drimmick one in the mouth, celebrating, but this is a big play now. It's a one-point game. You want to box out here. This is something that get overlooked. Even on the three-point line, you want to be standing next to the defense of the player standing next to him. So you come up with this.
12,500. Boo will magnate.
Here we go, Jack.
Shot clock switched off.
Here we go.
Tasmania by 1.
There's a double coming right now.
Cotton gives it up. Now gets it back. Clock down to 5 and he's fouled.
And he'll shoot 2 foul shots. Good decision by Webster of not shooting the ball, just being patient and giving back. They went at Bryce and tried to get the ball out of his hands. And that's 5 fouls on Milton Doyle.
The drama builds.
The missed foul shot is huge. The transition, pushing it down. Everyone thinks it's going to go in. Timeout. Set your offense, set your defense. You've got to play every possession. And even the game clock. No, we're good now.
Just had a little moment.
Yeah. And look at around, there was 12,000 people all standing. This is how you got ice in your veins. Game on the line. This is what you practice for. Scores are level. Overtime or a win.
Cotton puts the Wildcats up by 1. 5.9 seconds remaining. Perth lead. Tasmania will come out of the timeout and play for the win.
You know, I've been nearly tempted to put Pinder back into that defensive possession. It's 5.9, so plenty of time for 1, 2 passes even. Enough time for 2 passes, even 3 passes to get a shot. There's a 1-point game. And a big play coming right now. So it nearly has to go to Crawford, right? Doyle's out, fouled out. Magnay, look for that action with a back screen. A back screen getting Magnay on the block. Crawford coming off another screen and then getting an isolation. So Crawford likes to get the ball up the top and will dance with it. He has enough time to dance with this in 6 seconds. Let's see if the Wildcats can deny his catch.
No fouls to give for the Wildcats.
And they got the other man there that shot the 3 earlier this year. Don't leave him open. He's already hit a game winner and walked off the court.
Crawford, Drimmick, McVeigh, McDonald, Magnate.
So here's this back screen lining up. Look for Crawford to slip him as well.
5.9 seconds remaining.
Yep.
JackJumpers down 1. Crawford puts the ball on the floor for the win. Misses. Tip in doesn't go. The Wildcats survive. From 16 points down, Perth defeat Tasmania 89-88 in one of the games of the season.
Well, he had the shot. He said at the top he likes to get the ball, likes to dance with it. He got him back on the step back, was short on the shot. They nearly got the offensive rebound, but outstanding by the Perth Wildcats. Really turned that over in the second half. Coming to that third quarter, really had the tempo of the game.
We said that this would be a game that would preview what the playoffs look like. If that's what the playoffs look like this season, Trev, then bring it on.
Well, you got Bryce Cotton one end, foul shots down there. Magnay, the threat, chance for the three-point play. Missed the foul shot. Bryce gets 2 foul shots, and then Crawford had the shot at the end. Hey, listen, he got a clean look. He's got to live with it. It's a little bit short.
All smiles for the Wildcats. Their 6-game winning streak came to an end last week, but they are back on the winners list tonight and 7-2 on their home floor this season.
Yeah, that was an outstanding win. That's the one to put it in the cap. That was a disappointing last week's game. This effort, first half was so-so. Had the ability to change it around. But listen, I wouldn't be too disappointed on the JackJumpers either. They were outstanding out there, and especially that man, Will Magnay, had such an impact on the game. But congratulations to the Wildcats.
Let's get over to Annalie Maley. She's got the benchmark. Bryce Cotton.
I'm with the man himself. How did that feel, getting a win like that on this court tonight?
It was amazing. We fought all game. It just seemed like they kept one-upping us, but towards them last 2 minutes, we did a hell of a job. Shout out Todd. We won the game because of him.
Look, it was a game of ebbs and flows. What are you kind of taking away from this game, going into your next, especially after that Illawarra game? What are you taking out of this one?
Understanding that no matter how good or how bad you play throughout a game, it's a full 40-minute game. And I think that's just something we need to keep in mind, whether we're playing good or bad, because we can either knock ourselves out of a game or bring ourselves back into one.
Congratulations, well played, and best of luck for your next game.
28 points for Bryce Cotton. They turn to him at a time of need, and as always, he delivers.
Yeah, and crunch time. The players, outstanding effort. You want the stars to rise at the end, and we've seen this over a number of years, a number of different occasions. What an outstanding game. If that's a playoff game, we're in for a hell of a playoff game later on this year.
It was a win full of fortitude from the Perth Wildcats. They take their record to 9-6 for the season. Winners by 1 point over the JackJumpers, 89-88. And we are back to wrap up what has been a big night after this. Two outstanding teams in this competition went at it all night long. It was the Wildcats who found a way late to win 89-88. We say that every moment matters this season, Trevor Gleeson. There were some enormous moments in this game.
Oh, hats off on both teams, just the level of competition. They were going at it. They weren't taking a back week set. So hats off to the Perth Wildcats.
And they were happy as well, as they should be. They've solidified their spot inside the top four. The JackJumpers can probably still take away a lot from tonight.
Yeah, well, they will. It was it could have gone either way. The last shot, it was a good look, just fell a little bit short, and they'll take away. They've got a big game coming up on Sunday against the Sydney Kings, so let's see what can happen.
Bryce Cotton was outstanding, 28 points, our Foot Locker player of the game.
Yeah, he was the one consistent, always being aggressive out there. You want the best players touching the ball. And last 2 possessions, he got the ball and made the right possessions.
It's been a very, very interesting night here in the Hungry Jacks NBL, and it will continue tomorrow. Saturday has got a couple of big games coming your way. Southeast Melbourne will play host to Illawarra at the Gippsland Indoor Sports Stadium, and Melbourne United will take on Adelaide at John Cain Arena. It has been a massive night. Trevor Gleeson, always great to work with you. A big thanks to Annalie Maley and our team behind the scenes as well. A great night for hoops here in the Hungry Jacks NBL. The Wildcats win it by 1. We'll see you tomorrow.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jacks and Bunnings Warehouse.